the gathering, please.
Shri Prakash ji, President, and we have in this today's gathering Shri Gaura Srinivas ji, Shri Murali Krishna, Shri Veera Kumar Gupta ji, Nanda Kumar ji, and other eminent leaders of this Federation of Traders, Commerce and Trade. And with all these eminent leaders, we have today in this program Shri Yoganand ji, who has discussed about this program initially, and he also has introduced me to this today's audience. I'm happy to be with all of you. Is it audible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So today in this program, very important topic I have been given to speak on. The global image of India and its improvement under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. I would like to say one important thing. We are all passing through a serious crisis, a global pandemic. It started from January and a year has been passed. Though in India it started in March, and we have been passing through this crisis all over the world and India too. The economy has come to standstill and health has become a serious issue for both government, state government and central government, all kinds of governments, and also people at large. The single most concern has been for the last 1 year is definitely health and health issues. Vaccine is not there. Now we are hearing dry runs are going on and vaccine is started getting injected in many countries. So in India too, we are going to have that situation very soon. And definitely in the coming 3 or 4 months or 5 months, the entire world and our country too will have, this being done. Means vaccination will be over, or we will be, at least to the greater extent, we will be able to reach. So it means coming to normalcy and coming to normal economic activity will become possible once vaccination is over. And at the very outset of today's my speech, I would like to start with, today we have all read the news item that this GST collection in this month has been very high. Not high only compared to the pandemic times, but since its introduction, this has been very high. So 1.15 lakh crore collection has been there. So it is a peak collection. And with this, it is not the amount of the money which has created a hype, but a feeling that economy is coming to normalcy and things are going to become normal. This feeling is very important for entire trade, business community, industrial community, and also society at large. So this is a very important confidence building development has taken place today when we read this news. I am very happy that Government of India, with the cooperation and assistance of the various state governments, have been able to fight pandemic in a successful way. In India, we have large population. It is the second populated country in the world. And compared to other countries, our COVID affected ratio and also the death ratio has been very minimum. So definitely we have to appreciate the central government, and under the direction of Modi ji, all state governments, they have with scarce resources and the kind of infrastructure, health infrastructure we have in this country, we have been able to mobilize all these resources, and we have been able to motivate the health warriors, corona warriors, to lead the war with the commitment, dedication, and conviction. And that has happened without their contribution, without the contribution of the COVID warriors. This war could not have been successfully fought with. So I am very happy. So we are hopefully coming to a kind of end stage or end phase of the problem, hoping that. Now coming to the today's topic. At the very beginning, I would like to say, globally, when the situation, economic issues are taken up, in India, after 2014, Modi ji's government came in. You know, if you see carefully, follow very closely, you come to know that terror attacks have been comparatively restricted to certain areas. So there has not been any serious attack anywhere in the country disrupting the economic activity or becoming a discouraging incident for the investor community. So that has not happened. So a normal situation is there all over the country, and the law and order has been very peaceful. And you know, for any economic activity, any governance or any developmental activity, the first and foremost requirement will be always law and order. Unless you keep law and order on track, you cannot expect a domestic investor or a foreign investor to invest in any developmental project. So NDA government under the leadership of Modi ji, 1 and 2 means 2014 to 19 and 19 afterwards. Largely we have been able to, though there are attempts in certain pockets, but we have been able to completely keep under check the terror activities. So that has made it possible to make India as a favorable destination for the foreign investment or for the domestic investors. So this is the important thing, and this is also enhancing the image of India at the global level and its capabilities, governance capabilities. So this we have to take a very important achievement. Now, second, before Modi ji came into power, and the situation at that time, it was all over the world, and every time the discussion was around corruption. Corruption in coal, corruption in spectrum, or corruption in Commonwealth Games, like that 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like a TV episode, serial. And once in 15 days, once in 1 month or 2 months, a new corruption issue becoming a global discussion. So that has created an image of Indian governance as a corrupt governance all over the world, a discouraging impact and consequence. So this is also a very important thing which we have to understand. So this is the very important thing. So corruption, global corruption index, the perception index, if you see, you know, it was in 2014, we were at 94. Today, after 7 years of Modi ji's governance, we have come to, on the scale, to 80. So 14 points improvement has taken place in the perception of the global corruption perception index. So this is a very important improvement because of the governance And more than that, I would like to say all over the country in the last 7 years, no single issue of corruption has come into a discussion. Uh, huh.
Go on, sir.
So this is a corruption issue which I wanted to tell. The significant improvement has taken place on the corruption issue. Today, zero tolerance of the government has come to get, kind of, it got registered in the people's mind, not only in India, all over the world. So this is a very important deviation from the past track. Now, reforms also. You have to understand reforms were stuck before NDA came into power during UPA time. You take GST. GST, introducing GST in India, a federal country, various parties are governing various state governments and they are running. And in such a situation, bringing all of them into on board and coming to bringing them all of them into a consensus mode and accepting GST. And unless without consensus, it would not have been possible. So GST has become possible only because of the consensus. So reforms based on the consensus that has made the situation possible to introduce GST. Today, a kind of foundation infrastructure which we have been able to create with the introduction of GST, definitely in coming years, that is going to help us. Insolvency and bankruptcy code, that also we have introduced. And third, very recently, labor code we have brought into. And reforms in the foreign direct investment, particularly in the defense sector, from 49% to increasing it to 74% foreign direct investment in defense sector. This is a very important thing. In this situation, we have to understand to make India not just self-reliant in terms of defense requirement, but making a global defense manufacturing hub. That to realize this objective, this reform bringing or making flexible FDI in the defense sector. This is a very important decision. And reduction of the corporate tax. It was a long pending thing, and we have been able to do this, reducing the corporate tax. This is a very important thing. Now, very recently, though there are contention is there and some kind of quarrels are there, confrontation is there, hesitation from the agriculture farming community, from certain unions, it is there. But farm laws also, I feel it is a very important reforms wherein we have made the framework flexible for the private investment by introducing the private mandis. Definitely, there is a discussion going on, but framework is going to stay. There may be some improvements, there may be some changes with the consensus, but ultimately, this agriculture reforms in the form of farm laws is going to stay. And definition of SSI is also changed in the last few days, months. So all these things, if you see, so it reforms because of the mandate given to Modi ji, because of the influence he has got and the trust he enjoys, he has been able to bring all these reforms to name few. And with this, now if you can see, when the whole world is having a gloom time, our foreign investments are going up. And today we have crossed more than $73.45 billion. So this is a very important thing. And in the opening of sectors, coal sector also now privatized, the monopoly of Coal India is removed. So these are the things I would like to say in the form of reforms. Now, another front I would like to say, there are few things which I would be interested in mentioning. Opening the Janadan account. It's a globally a massive development, making this country and people inclusive by opening almost 35 crore bank accounts in the form of Janadan, and that has created a infrastructure of financial infrastructure, banking infrastructure. Now, wherein with this kind of thing, is whether it is Kisan Samman Nidhi or some pensions or the subsidies or some other initiatives in the form of subsidies or in the form of pensions or in the form of anything. If central government wants to do something, wants to send money, it can without leakage, without corruption, without human discretion. It can send the the declared money to the end user or end client. So this Janadhan is a radical departure, and it has created. It was seen as an impossible task compare when you compare it with the past movements. But globally, this is seen as a very successful development. Not only that, on the security, health security front, globally very biggest and massive scheme, Ayushman Bharat, aiming 10 crore families, 5 lakhs for each family benefit, and this now has reached 1 crore beneficiaries. So this Ayushman Bharat, now previously Telangana government was not interested and reluctant, and very recently, few days back, Chief Minister of Telangana also had agreed linking Arogya Bharati, Arogya Shri with Ayushman Bharat. So with this, now Telangana people also are going to get benefited from the Ayushman Bharat. So very important thing. I am mentioning few important aspects which are, in this line will give you a kind of understanding. And the developments in the space research. On the foundations laid down by the earlier governments, taking advantage of that, Modi ji's government further has given further impetus to space program. We have got ISRO, and you can understand to mention two important things. 104 satellites sending in 2017. 104 satellites we have been able to send it to the space, and Chandrayaan 2 also now we have launched. So ours is the only fourth country to reach this kind of height. After Russia, America, and China, now India is the fourth country to reach this kind of level and enjoying this, advantage in the space program, which is enabling us and empowering our technology of communication technology and all other technologies. So this is a very important development which has created a good image about India. And now in this whole gamut, we can understand infrastructure. Narendra Modi ji, after coming into power in 2014, he has given lot of focus and push for the infrastructure. Infrastructure in terms of national highways, in terms of railways, in terms of ports, and in terms of because of Udan, airports, and all other things. Infrastructure has become hallmark development in the last 5 6 years. Now with the declaration, Agriculture Infrastructure Fund 1 lakh crore and 7,000 projects have been identified by the government of India under the leadership of Modi, where minimum level of investment is more than 100 crore. So those things, if you divide into 24% energy, 18% roads, 12% railways, 17% urban infrastructure, and other infrastructure is 71%. So 7,000 projects have been identified. You can understand how India is giving importance to infrastructure. So now another important thing is, now Honorable Prime Minister time and again told startup is going to be the important game changer in terms of digital technology or IT, or in terms of technology usage in agriculture, technology usage in health, technology usage in education, and defense, and all other sectors. Startups are going to be the game changers. And today, after 2014, if you see, more than 30,000 startups have been launched and more than 63 billion funding has been made. And so far, more than 6 lakh jobs have been created is the estimate. So you can understand this is what in terms of startups we have made. Now, India is a country, youngest population we have compared to China also we have more, is the number one youngest population country. Below 35 years, 65% population is there. Skilling India is important. Unless we make a skilling India as an important escalator, it is not possible to achieve the development objective. So keeping that in view, so now even IMF after pandemic also, it has given India will be the fastest growing economy and it will have 8%, 8.8% growth they have estimated. So whether this estimation is correct or not, you may have the debate. But one thing we have to accept, even after pandemic, even its revival of the economy, India will be one of the very fast growing economies in the world. This is going to be the important. And India as a society, we have stakes in the global economy and we have reach in the global economy. Our country has been seen as third largest group of scientists and technicians. So you can understand. So with all these changes and the continuous effort and all, India in ease of doing business, according to the World Bank, in 2014, our rank was 142, 142. In 2019, our rank in ease of doing business has come to 63. So jump of 79 positions. You can understand this is the improvement Indian government has made in terms of ease of doing business. And if you see global competitive index in 2018 and 19, we have been 68 and now very recently it has come to 39. So the rank is every time we are improving further and further. And global innovation index in 2020, our rank has come to 48. So you can understand this ease of doing, our competitive index, our innovation index, or the corruption perception index. If you see, there has been a positive improvement and it is not incremental, but it is a drastic improvement in terms of Indian ranking at the global scale. Now, with all this, you can understand in the security and input support front, Kisan Samman Nidhi, it is the largest part of the economy. Even today, more than 50% population is depending on the rural agriculture sector. In this, Kisan Samman Nidhi, a country where so many families are there, and Indian government has reached out and they have decided to give annually 6,000 rupees for each agriculture family, and where 14.5 crore families are getting benefited. And retail pension scheme also started. Somebody was mentioning today in this program. So for retail traders also a pension program has been started where 3 crore people will be the beneficiaries. Even ESI contribution rate has been reduced from 6.5 to 4%. 3.6 crore employees and 12.85 lakh employers are be the beneficiaries because of the reduction of the contribution from 6.5 to 4%. So you can understand. Now with all this, if you see apart from all these things, Indian government under Modi ji has also made an effort to create each state should be having one IIM and one IIT in each state. This is a very important development and our government, Modi ji's government has taken a decision and in this direction, number of places these new IIMs and new IITs have come up and each state also should have aims. In Telangana also now we have got one aims. So you can understand creation of aims, creation of IITs, creation of IIMs in each state. This is also helping in a very large way, we can understand. So, one side all these things. And at the global level, Modi ji's government, during pandemic also, he tried to mobilize the governments in developed countries governments and their opinion to find a solution for this problem. And in terms of vaccination or in terms of chloroquine and all these things, Government of India under the leadership of Modi has always given a leadership to the not only the poor countries, not only to developing countries, but even the developed countries. When the terrorism came, even in terrorism issue, creating a public opinion and creating a consensus on terrorism, unless terrorism is faced, confronted squarely,